I was so happy with my harvested cucumbers that I decided to make cucumber soup. And that turned out to be a lovely adventure as well. Let me tell you about it. The basket of cucumbers was just inspirational, although overwhelming. There were just too many to use all in one fell swoop. So Robert and I had a few for lunch, and then I thought maybe I'll just make something for dinner. So I found this recipe for cucumber soup, and it actually turned out. So let me tell you a little about it. I've never made cucumber soup before, so I have nothing to compare it to. And in fact, it did sound a little bit odd to me. My daughter said to me that I wanted to bring her some after I finished making it, and she said, "That's a little bit weird, Mom." I'm not sure. I'm not sure I want to try it. But at any rate, it was very tasty. Now, the ingredients for the recipe call for 3 cucumbers, which I liked because some of the other recipes called for fewer number of cucumbers, and I wanted to use as many as possible. Of course, you have to peel the cucumbers. It says to seed them. I did not seed my cucumbers. I just put everything in the blender. And the reason that I did not seed them is because I had read an article that said that the seeds are one of the most nutritious parts. And in fact, I didn't notice them when I was in the finished product. So maybe it was a little bit lumpier, but it didn't bother me, and I felt it was just as tasty. The cucumbers, it says to coarsely chop them. I just quartered them. The rest of the ingredients, there were onions, parsley, dill, sour cream, lemon juice, all things that you actually might have in your fridge. I didn't have the dill or the parsley. I wish I had that in my garden. So I had to do Instacart for that. The one unusual ingredient was the buttermilk. Which I also did order. Buttermilk is not something I would normally have in my fridge. And I don't like buttermilk, so I was a little worried about it, but I decided to go with it. The instructions say just, combine everything in the blender and chill for 2 hours. That was easier said than done, because if you use a blender and you're using 3 cucumbers of, not a huge size, but a medium size, 3 cucumbers plus the rest of the ingredients is too much for one normal blender. Now, it might be different if you were to use a Cuisinart or something, but I was using a regular blender because that's what it asked for. So I did it in 2 batches, and I just sort of separated the ingredients into 2 equal parts. It says that the total time is 130 minutes, and that's because it is taking into account the chill time. And while I didn't actually chill it for 2 hours, I did definitely let it spend some time in the fridge before I served it. And the fact that it was chilled, I think, really increased the flavor and the delight. So, after my big cucumber harvest this morning, I made a special dinner for my special guy out of cucumbers, and we started with cucumber soup. So here we have the cucumber soup in my Aunt Anna's eggshell nautilus china, and these beautiful amber glasses, which, if you can believe it, I got them at the Goodwill, and flowers from my garden. There's the Sunfinity and the Suncredible, there's a Delphinium, and some butterfly bush blooms. Just something special on a quarantine evening for a guy that I think is just terrific.